Hey everyone at Kickstarter, this is Roger and YouTube. You know me as Groovasex. Welcome back, part 11 of the demo scenario in The Beast Must Die. Guys, welcome back. Thank you. And we just cleared level 1 of the dungeon. And one thing I went back and forth with, should the heroes have to travel to the steps? I think it interrupts gameplay. I don't think it would be smooth. I think that, you know, once the heroes have revealed all the tiles on level 1, whatever scenario it is, it's safe to go to there. Of course, many scenarios that are going to be coming with the game, there's going to be a template for you guys to share your ideas, to create scenarios. I have secured DungeonCrusade.com as my domain. I got to get some web hosting. That's going to be a really good go-to source to upload your scenarios, to share with people. So I do have a lot planned for this game. So I wanted to touch on that. So once we're done in the village, because remember, we did all this stuff, movement, we explored, encounter, combat, and now we're going to go to the village. But I wanted to touch back this. When we come back, we'll put all of the heroes down to level 2, and we are very, very close to the ogre's lair. So I got a little surprise for you over here in the village. You know, before we get into, well, we'll see. Let's do this first, and I'll show you. We're going to go, of course, to the bounty board and see if there's any bounties for any of the monsters that we have. And we have undead and orc. So let's see what happens here. And 5. Nope, the village has got a bounty on aberrant. So again, this is going to be changing. A lot of stuff in this village is going to be changing, switching over to more of Dungeon Crusade stuff. And then, before we get into anything else, I'm going to show you this. You remember we were discussing about underworld artifacts? I'm going to show you one and explain what this is. You know, there's tip of the hat to World of Warcraft. There's common, uncommon, rare, epic, and legendary. And I created another level. And these are very, very difficult to obtain. And some people said these things were OP'd, overpowered. But I thought with how to get one of these, you have to be extremely lucky, and you should be able to use it in a game. Let me tell you how to get an underworld artifact. If a merchant reveals what I'm about to show you, he discards it. It's evil, it's bad, it's too powerful, you can't get it, it's gone. So the only way to obtain what I'm about to show you is, remember when we pulled one of these treasure cards or tokens? There's only a few in there. You have to be lucky enough to get this, and then you have to be lucky enough to pick the top card off of that, and then you'll have an underworld artifact. And if you notice, there's no border, it's just black. And this is Sword of Eternal Flame. And there's only going to be 3 of these in the whole game. And I'm kind of thinking maybe you're going to randomly shuffle 3 and put one of them into the treasure deck. Because these things, if you had 3 of these, you'd be insanely powerful. You know, there's going to be a piece of armor, a weapon, and a trinket. You know, maybe there's a scenario where you run it solo. Grab a hero and equip them all with underworld artifacts and try to beat it. Again, that's what I want to give you guys. I want to give you a tool to create stuff like this with and share it with other people. But now these stats are off the charts, so don't fall off your chair. But something to the extent of against adjacent monsters, add +10 to the attack roll. And then on a hit, deal 4 damage. All adjacent monsters do get 2 damage. So these things are just insane. I'm probably going to tone this down, but I think if you're lucky enough to pull an underworld artifact, I think you should be able to use it in the game. And I'm thinking only 1 per game, where you shuffle the 3, put 1 in, and there you go. So you can do a lot with this, create scenarios with it, you know, what have you. But I wanted to show you that's an underworld artifact. Okay, done. I'll leave that there for show. We can't use it. I know you want me to use it, but I'm not going to use it. Okay, so merchant, we're going to reveal 4 items. We got 4 monsters. So and I have to work on more cards here. So this is Ring of Restoration, and on a hit, you recover 2 hit points, and it can be used on a range or a melee attack. These things really need to be balanced. Okay, these things are these are the old ones. I have new ones I haven't printed yet, so you'll see those next time. Axe of St. Viticus. This is a good one. Against adjacent monsters, add +2 to your attack roll, and you actually gain a health back. Put that. That's another epic. And then one more would be a bottle of oil. Basically, you throw this, and within so many squares that you can do 1 attack on anyone adjacent to that. And finally, for the last one, is the healing potion. So that goes in uncommon. So that's what the merchant has. He has a lot of stuff in there. So we'll come, I think for right now we have to do a couple things down here. We got a lot of gold to spend. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to take 100 of this, put it back in the treasure bag. Again, this is made by an elven girl from a long time ago. I swear. Okay, and then we're going to put this back. So our archer has rested at the inn, and she gets this back. Also, at the end of combat, bleeding does come off, because you're in the village, you're bandaged, so your bleeding will stop. I think it's appropriate probably to use the healing fountain, because since we're going up against the ogre soon, and especially the cleric, so I can show you how this is going to change. This may change a little bit in the final product, but basically you pay 300 gold, and there is our 300 gold right there. We're going to put that back in the treasure bag, and then we get to roll the d4. And this is a party thing, so anyone who, everyone will heal from this, depending on what is rolled. Hopefully you roll big. And we rolled a 4. So the heroes heal by 4. And again, this might get kind of changed a little bit, but remember, this is just level 1 stuff. So the heroes right now are totally healed from this. So that might be a little overpowered, but remember, you haven't seen level 2 or level 3 monsters, and the game's going to get really hard with that. So still, he has 3 hit points. And level 2 and 3 monsters are going to be doing more damage. So these are just level 1 guys, and we're fighting level 1 monsters. So don't think that's too OP'd yet until you see the rest of the game. Okay, the rest of our gold, I think it's appropriate to get, let's see, sword. I think I'm going to get the Sword of Vengeance here. And I think it's fitting to give it to the warrior. Maybe we should give it to, no, we'll give it to the warrior. I was thinking of giving it to the barbarian. And again, you're allowed to have 1 trinket, 1 piece of armor, and 1 weapon equipped on your heroes. That's how that works. And then we'll, of course, cash in the 400 gold. This goes back in the elven-made bag. You can tell it's of elvish descent. Okay, so we have 8 XP, and I already taken care of this. I was looking at some of the specials and basics. Another thing, there's going to be tons of basics and special in this game. This is just, again, for the demo. We're going to trade in all. We have 8 XP to spend. Looking here at the chart at the Academy, specials cost 4. So I got, for the warrior, I got a shield block, and we could minus 1 of the dice that is a hit. And then the other one here is for the cleric, and this one is a healing ward, and we could heal one of the heroes for, you roll a d4 and you can get healed. So that's what that is for. And then, let's see, lastly, I think that's about it right now for the village. And again, we're going to touch on blessings. These, you're really going to like what I have to show you for this. This is just the tip of the iceberg for this. So, okay, so it's back to the dungeon. We're going to wrap it up with this, and then when we come back, we're going to level 2. So remember, what we talked about here is we're going to take all of the heroes, and it would slow down gameplay to roll, and then you have to do maybe an encounter. We want to keep the gameplay brisk and fresh and fast. So we're going to go here. Kind of, this is like going to be like a siege phase, but you're entering level 2, and it's much more cramped. And so I'm thinking what we're going to do is this. For this, you flip over because this doesn't connect. So let's say that's like the ceiling, you know what I mean? If you want to get a 3D perspective, that's like that. So we'll flip these around them so it looks kind of still like it's a brand new level, okay? So guys, here we go. That's going to be it. I hope I didn't take up too much time with your village, but I did want to get that out about underworld artifacts. And so when we come back, we're going to be going, our heroes are on level 2, and we are going to find this ogre's lair and finish him off. So thank you for viewing, and I'll see you on part 12. Bye-bye.